So as I said, I do work as the head of voices for IMIX, which means that I spend a lot of time talking to different journalists and also working with lots of charities and individuals like yourself, just to help them and support them to engage with their local media outlets in a safe, positive, and successful manner. If you don't know about us, IMIX is a charitable organization supporting other refugee organizations with positive media coverage. Our ultimate goal is to change the media narrative about around refugees in the UK for the better. We will share the slides, so you will have a link to our website and everything else. We are an official media partner for Refugee Week, which means that we will work with you if needed through the whole process and support you with any media work that you want to do in order to promote your events. This is just some of the examples of the last few years media coverage that we had for the Refugee Week. But today, I think I am here just to share some of the basic information about the benefit of using local media to increase the impact of your Refugee Week events, how to engage journalists at your local newspaper, radio, or TV station, the key components of great news story, and the general advice around things to consider when conducting any media interview, for example, safeguarding or dealing with negative comments. So why engage with local media about your Refugee Week events? On a broad level, it's a great way to shift attitudes, challenge any stereotypes, and increase welcome and support for people seeking sanctuary in your local area. Also, local media is a trusted source of the news for the local community and has the opportunity to reach to more audience. It can help increase the attendees to an event. So if you have an event in your local area, it really helps to promote it and more people would want to come to your events. It's an opportunity to educate and inform your local community, and it also can secure more donations to a fundraiser or more sign up to a petition if you are running a campaign. So it could really help to boost your event. When I joined IMIX, my idea of like media outlets were like some of the big national ones, for example, BBC, The Guardian, The Independent. Yes, they are all good. But for local events, I think the local outlets can really be more helpful because people trust them, they get their news, their daily news from them, and they would like to know what's going on in their local area. So they are really important, and based on your event and based on whatever you want to do, there are 4 main types: print, radio, TV, and online. And based on your events, you can and your criteria, you can approach different ones. But I think to start with and to know how to approach and pitch our stories or our events, it's very important to know who are the journalists. The main important thing is to know that they are very incredibly busy. They are short-staffed and under the pressure. They have different targets to write about daily, and they can differ or be biased about how they cover a story, which means that it can be very difficult to get their attention and get them to cover a story that you're working on. But if you manage to do that, it also presents an amazing opportunity for each one of you. If you can get their attention, it means that you are helping them to do their work, but also you are promoting your own event. So it's a win-win process. I know it can be very difficult to start thinking about it. It sounds like a very daunting process, but when you do it, you realize that it's not that difficult. But let's talk about what a journalist wants versus what we want to do to get out of an interview. So because journalists, they read for their audience, so they would like whatever it is, their article, their piece, whatever they're covering, is to be what their readers are interested in, to know more. So a headline, something that we can provide a hook with, a good storyteller, someone that they can work with easily, things that interest their audience, and easy to understand explanation. Try to avoid jargon, because some of the jargons are very familiar with us that we work with, for example, refugees and people with lived experience very often, but public might not know enough about them. But on the other hand, we would like an importance audience. So these are like bridging this gap for us. They would provide us with a majority of people we can use, and it's a chance to get our message across by using this platform. But I guess it's very important, if you are pitching a journalist specifically, is to do your homework. Look them up, search their previous work, how they covered a similar story, the language that they use, their tone, because we're putting people with lived experience most of the time in touch with the journalist. So it's very important that we know they are safe when it comes to do some media work. At IMIX, we are so lucky because we have a big database of trusting, understanding, and compassionate journalists that we work with them quite often. And I think it really has helped us to have a better experience for the people that we work with. But how to pitch, it's very important, because as a journalist that they work with, like so many breaking news, and for example, if they come to the work at 10 o'clock in the morning, their inbox is already full of so many emails. So we need to grab their attention, and it's very important to provide a hook, make it easy to contact you. If you are available on the phone or email, try to expand on the options so they have variety of options to contact you. And I guess it's very important for you to be clear. What is an offer? Is it an interview? It is something exciting visually that they can come and film or photograph. Try not to overpromise. Try to offer what you can really deliver. Make sure that the subject can be their headline. It can be clever. It can be done cleverly, and ensure the information that they need is easily and available. Provide some quotes, provide some photos, some pictures, whatever you think that can help them to do their job. I know that we are doing their job, but it's very important because it can help us too. And also do some follow-up. It's very important because they are very busy. Sometimes it's not deliberately, but sometimes they forget to get back to you. So try to follow up politely. And if they're not interested, try to pitch the story to another journalist from another outlet. But when it comes to the interview, I guess it's all about honest conversation. It's about weighing up the potential impact, both negative and positive, on ourselves, on network, family, friends, and people with lived experience that we work with. It's very important for us to make sure that everyone has the safest experience ever. So it's very important to set some boundaries in advance and make them the condition of the interview. Be clear about what you or the person that you work with are comfortable sharing or they're not comfortable sharing, because any media you do will end up online. Is that okay? Does the person know that? Have a support network in place. Yes, sometimes when you share your experience, when you tell your story, because it's relieving whatever that has happened to you, sometimes you really need some support in place. Ensure online profiles are secure. We know that there are some nasty people, some trolls out there, so we want to protect our people, and be realistic about any negative comments. It's not only you. Despite of whoever you are, some people can make some comments and they will do that. We at IMIX, we have a safeguarding checklist. is on our website, so feel free to use it. And if you have any comments, any feedback, we would like to hear more. And at the end, I know that it was a very quick masterclass, or whatever you want to call it, about how to pitch your story or like promote your event on using the local media outlets. But if you have any questions, or if you need any support with like press release, or looking for any journalist, we can help at IMIX. And I myself work with our ambassadors. So we run a project called Refugee Week Ambassadors. So if you know, if you have any questions or you want to make any comments, please feel free to get in touch with me. Thank you so much.